Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. And the summer is back, that is for sure. And the tennis gets underway in Ouyen very soon, which means it's time to check in again for the first time this season with the president of the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club, Paul Dean. Paul, been a long winter, certainly a long while since we spoke to you last. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Alice. Yeah, been a long but good winter, but yeah, we're looking forward to some summer sports starting very soon.
Well, throughout that winter, in which I'm sure you were keeping one eye on what the Ouyen Kangas were doing in the winter football season there, tell us about how you enjoyed watching the tennis on show, the Wimbledon and the US Open too, some big tournaments that happened across our winter. I'm sure you were certainly tuning into those, Paul.
Yeah, checked out all the big tournaments overseas, the majors, of course, and most of them on late at night or whatever, but I did manage to catch the end of the US Open final with Djokovic winning there and a bit of other tennis. Through the Aussies sort of pushing towards getting towards the later stage of their big tournaments, but not quite getting there. Hopefully we'll see some of that next year.
All right, well, let's talk about Ouyen tennis and the state of it. So getting underway next weekend, Paul, what have preparations been like? How has this process sort of been conjured up of going immediately from the football season to straight into tennis?
Yeah, we always start the ball rolling with the AGM, and we had a good roll up for that 2 or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, and start taking names for the upcoming season. Basically how our tennis comp works is we don't play against other clubs as such. And we used to once upon a time, with those smaller clubs that we used to play against no longer around. So we basically play a competition on Friday nights amongst ourselves. We put the call out for who wants to play in teams and etc. And we get all those names together and we sit down as a sort of a committee meeting and we go through the names and we pick 5 teams and we've got just not quite 60 names. One team is one short, so we've got 5 teams of 12 almost. So we're looking forward to getting into that next Friday night.
We had a spate of good weather in Ouyen. Did people have time to go out and have a bit of a hit and dust off the cobwebs, Paul?
Not as such yet. We've really only just got the courts going. We just got the courts all mowed, they're lined, so the courts are ready to go now, and we just sort of done that, and a bit of warm weather over the weekend, then rain has come along, so the weather hasn't really been good to get out there and have a hit of tennis just yet, but I'm sure there's plenty of that coming along, and the courts are there ready to go now if anyone wants to head up and have a hit.
All right, now for those who might be new in town or those traversing across the town to have a real keen interest in tennis, we know they exist. They've come up and spoken to you in the past, Paul. Tell us a little bit about how it all works. So Friday nights under the lights, no better place to be in Ouyen, particularly if you're a fan of summer sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Friday nights, the tennis club's a great place to be. Really sociable and like you say, if you're new to town, we'd love to see you come up and have a look. We've actually got a few new names of some new people amongst our team, so that is really good to see. Anyone who's looking to play tennis down the track, they're more than welcome to come up. It's Friday night. We have a pretty good, friendly, social, family atmosphere, and coming along to things like that is a great way to meet new people if you're new to town.
Yeah, and you enjoy a meal with everyone as well, which is always great. Speaking of signing up some new people, though, Paul, tell us about the fact that I think there's one place left, isn't there, for one team?
Yeah, that's right. We've got, as I sort of alluded to before, we're looking for 60 names, which would make 5 teams of 12, but we're actually right at the moment, we've got 59, so there is still one spot there for someone who wants to jump on and board and grab that last spot in that team there, and we'd love to have you. Yes,
and if that person happens to be you, then send an inbox to Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club's Facebook page. Paul, just going back to the 2022-23 season, remind us about some of those highlights from across what was a really exciting season, and also some of the up-and-comers who you're looking forward to watching in the 23-24 season.
Yeah, no, we had a ripper season last year. Our Friday night comp, we did have a team go through undefeated and win the grand final. looking at this year's team, I don't think we'll have an undefeated team this season. I think they look pretty even on paper, so which is good. But yeah, definitely, that was a highlight, and definitely the other highlight was our Labor Day March Rowan Group Memorial Tournament, which was fantastic. That was our 41st tournament last season, and the previous year that was huge, and we weren't too sure what to expect with our 41st. We thought it might have dropped off a bit, but it did drop off a little bit, but we still had just over 200 SO entries, which probably exceeded our expectations, and that was an absolute highlight of last season.
All right, well, we've certainly been keeping track of the Ouyen Kangas in the football across the winter, Paul, and we know there's plenty of familiar faces who dabble between both codes. Now, a passionate tennis man like yourself will call their football the tennis pre-season, but how many of those players do you get to retain at the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club when we go from winter into the summer? Because we know, of course, the two prominent cricket clubs there in the Tempe Tigers and the Ouyen Rams have plenty of players going out to play cricket as well.
Yeah, we've got plenty of boys and girls to play netball too, of course, but plenty play both play footy and netball and tennis, and they also play cricket on the Saturday as well, so they're all-round sportsmen, but there's a few there. Samuel Mead, who's really good, probably our best tennis player and really one of the top line Ouyen Kangas players. He's signed up and ready to lead another tennis team this year, and there's a few others. Travis Parsons has signed up for tennis. He had a good footy season, and this will be his first tennis season with us, so we're looking forward to seeing how he goes. And there's probably three or four others, a lot of juniors, a lot of younger players. Ethan Munro's another one, plays all three: football, cricket, tennis, so he's signed up again. And there's probably a handful of others, and lots of young juniors coming through. The Mia Graylings, the Regan Eames, and those names from last year. They play a lot of sport here in this town, and we've got them on board again.
Fantastic stuff. Well, we're looking forward to covering the tennis again here on the Flow Friday Sports Show Summer Edition across 23-24. Paul Dean, the president of the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club, thanks so much for your time. We'll speak again next week.
Yep, no worries at all, Alice. Yep, look forward to us talking again next week. Yep.
Paul Dean, Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club president, making some time for us here on the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Plenty more to come still as we head towards the end of the show this evening. We're going to actually stay in Ouyen for our next segment. We'll be chatting with Dom Leach, the Ouyen Rams president. Can the Rams do it again this year? Well, Dom Leach is certainly confident. You'll hear more out of him right after these messages from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM.